my friends at home and abroad to call me on my Comium line.
You know you can use the same credit to call, text, and browse the internet. Wow, call us Comium, Kate. Call us Comium.
Call us Comium, why? Comium, we are better together.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Fatu Show. I am your host, Mr. Ngite. And today we're talking about movie production. And as it was updated on our Facebook page, we have the brightest and the best in the studio today, and to talk about the movie production, the industry, and how far it has come, and all the other details that you may need today. But first of all, I'd like to introduce you my guests. We have the veteran movie producer, Mr. Amadou Silla. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, today.
And also we have, I want to call him upcoming because he's already there, but he's an already established producer, Mr. Ibrahim Cisse.
Yeah,
Welcome
thank you.
To the show.
Thank you very much.
Well, as we all can see, the two of them are basically almost a household name right now due to what they have done. Banyul Corps has been there for a very long time, and we've all seen it. And Hand of Fate has just stumbled us our TVs lately, and it's quite a lot. So, Mr. Cisse, how has it been? The Hand of Fate, everything about it.
First of all, let me start by thanking the Fatu Show for inviting us to talk about this very important topic. The Hand of Fate, so far so good, alhamdulillah, has been flying the Gambian flag high, and we've been taking the movie industry to the next level from our screenings in the country, in some parts of Africa, and also in Europe, and very soon we'll be screening in the States.
Okay, we brought the question first because it's kind of new in our minds right now. So before we go back to history, we try to have a picture of what's current and what's right now. Mr. Silla, can you just give us a brief history of the movie industry in this country?
Thank you very much, Tereng. If I want to talk about the history, because if you look at my age, definitely, I'm almost about 48. And when I was going to school, by then there was no GRTs. It was only the film unit. They were doing some documentaries and agricultural programs, and sometimes they would go around the schools broadcasting or screening some of the movies that they had in their archives, like the Kunta Kinte and so on. And around, because what I can recall, there was no movie industry. And if you look at it during the past 80s, I saw a first production which was Lamin. It was called Lamin. Tijan Kamara was part of it. He was the policeman, and Seomar, by then Seomar Jallo was going to school. He was a small boy. Then in the 90s, when GRTS came into being, then some of us were doing local films. Before the existence of GRTS even, we were working with the Women's Bureau. There was a project called Women in Development Project. And we were doing local dramas for the women in development, for sensitizing women in the rural areas. Then when GRTS came into being, I think my group was the first group to partner with GRTS and produce a movie called Teremute. It was really popular by then. I wrote the script and co-directed. Then after, gradually, Vinasa came into being. I think Vinasa was the first production company in the Gambia. Then I worked with Vinasa full time. We produced Banyul Corps and a lot of movie then. There was a movie which we produced. I was the producer of that movie and I wrote it. And that movie was taken to the AMA Awards in 2006. And it came with so many awards. It was nominated.
Many nominations, yeah.
About 8 nominations by then. Then gradually it was coming up. People like, you have other freelance producers, private producers doing the same thing. I would say that it is really coming up. It is really coming up. These are the things that I could recall during those days.
So comparing the rest of the world to the Gambia, would you say we really have an industry?
Well, no, we don't have an industry at the moment because there are some structures which are not in place. So we need to double our efforts to make sure that those structures are in place so that we'll be able to have an industry.